Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm filming another video. A couple things before this video starts. My eye is flared up. I know, you don't have to say I have some weird eye disease because it's eczema, so just ignore my eyeball for now. But today I'm going to be talking to you guys about 5 top pets that I have for kids or just families, especially families, because I feel like the title's a little bit misconceiving. Because I mentioned in my last video that I kept using the word misconceiving because I was filming 3 videos and this is another one of those videos, and instead of the way I use misconceiving here, I mean deceiving. So I don't even know if I know what misconceiving means, but it's fine. This is for kids, when in reality it's for the parents, but for the kids to enjoy. I'm going to be going over that now. So I think the first one on my list is a betta fish. So betta fish, they're a pretty simple pet, however, they're not as, so it's kind of hard to say because most of these pets are a lot of what people would misconceive and now I'm just getting annoying. I've had to edit 3 videos and this is not fun. Just think, oh, easy pet, let's put it in a bowl and take care of it and it'll be fine for years. When in reality that's not true. They're still animals, they're still living creatures, and they still require lots of care. So, hang on, I'm gonna clean my camera. So that's not necessarily true. For example, I have food all to think I was gonna go get Phil too. He would have been like licking all the ketchup and ranch that's on my shirt right now. Okay, so yeah, these animals still require care. Betta fish is a good first pet. They're not for the reason that it belongs in a bowl. It belongs in a 2.5 gallon tank or larger with a heater and a filter, and they need to live by themselves with plants. And she is my pride and joy. She's my little baby girl. That is Francesca. So I've had her for over a year now, and she's still doing great. She's still thriving, which is exactly how it should be. They're not supposed to live for 1 month and then just die. They are supposed to live for a while. It's been a year and she's still with us. She's fatter than ever, she's happier than ever, and she is going to stay like that for hopefully another 3 years. So yeah, that is the first animal that I kind of suggest. Go ahead and check out my betta fish care video if you are interested in buying a betta fish. I have a lot of the basic care for them, and yeah, parents need help with this though. The next pet that I have in mind is a hamster. Now, hamsters aren't cheap. I know this, I own hamsters. They are not cheap, and they do not belong in those little tube tunnel, like, cage things. They don't do well in cages because they can gnaw on the bars and really jack up their teeth. So they belong in, I know dwarf hamsters should be in a 30 to 40 gallon tank, I think. Maybe it's 30 to 40 gallons for one hamster. They're solitary animals, especially the males, so they will hurt each other if you keep them together. So if you want them to hurt each other, which you don't, keep them together. So lots of things to chew on. Overall, they're a basic animal. I think just the most confusing thing is that they are solitary. I'm meant to have friends, and they need a tank, a nice big roomy tank with lots of things to do and lots of areas to bury themselves. And they are also nocturnal, so you will not see them during the day. Do not try and take them out during the day because they will not be happy. They'll be very tired and very sleepy. Unless you need to clean their tank, of course, then you can take them out as much as you want. Actually, don't take them out as much as you want, but wait till like the later times in the day to, you know, play with them. So my next, it's not really a pet, but it is an idea, is a fish tank. So you can do that and it'll be fun and fresh. I have a fish tank. Besides this one, I have a molly tank. I have a 20 gallon molly tank, and mollies are in there, and 1 tetra because he literally killed all the other ones, and that was the tetra that was in this tank, and I've had him for like over a year, and it's ridiculous, and he won't die, and I'm really confused. on why he would rather be alone than with friends. But yeah, fish tank is really, I think it's a good, like when I was younger, my parents had owned a 55-gallon tank, and you know, it's just fun for kids to look at and to feed, and I think it's just a fun treat for them. So they are not cheap. Obviously, a 55-gallon tank is not going to be cheap. My 20-gallon tank was well over $150. It's not going to be super cheap. Then again, no animal is cheap. They're all going to add up. They're all going to have their own expenses. For the example, a hamster, you're going to need to keep buying new bedding, keep buying new foods. They love fresh foods and all that stuff, so yeah. I wanted to go ahead and add in the fact, if you are new to the fish hobby, don't choose a saltwater tank. Don't do 150 gallons of water to take care of. Don't go extreme. Remember, do the basic stuff. Do your research. I think mollies are a good starter tank. This is my first tank that I'm actually taking care of on my own, besides my betta fish. But yeah, I didn't really mention too much of that, so I figured I would tell you. Thought it was common sense, but I wanted to put that out there just in case. So yeah. Next pet idea is, this one's a little bit riskier, but I figured I wanted to put a reptile in here. But I say a crested gecko because, for example, like a leopard gecko, they still need those heat lamps and daylight lamps, whereas a crested gecko doesn't necessarily need that. They eat Pangea, lots of fruit. It's like a little smoothie for them, that's what they eat, and then you can feed them crickets once a month. Don't feed them just crickets, you will make them obese, and that is not good for anyone. However, I will mention when they're babies, you need to keep them in a, like, I would say 10-gallon long, so they need to, they're, what's the word? Arboreal? They climb. They don't live on the floor, so don't give them a long tank because they won't know what to do with it and they'll just try and climb up, and that's not gonna help. They're also a solitary animal. They belong by themselves, especially males. They will fight each other and kill each other, and also this could be a little bit risky to have around a smaller child because their tails drop when they're spooked or anything like that. So it could scare your child when they find a little worm on the floor and it's their tail that has popped off. So that's the one downside, but I figured I wanted to put a reptile in here somewhere. They don't require lights, so it's not as dangerous. You won't burn yourself, so it's a little safer. I also want to mention crested geckos require lots of misting. They need a very high humidity. This is not a care video, okay? So don't just watch this video and be like, okay, I know plenty about crested geckos, because this is not a care video. Go watch someone else's video. I know I mentioned information, but this is not all the information. Go do your research. Twice a day. And for my last pet or pets, I would say a guinea pig or a bunny. I think I'd rather say a guinea pig. Guinea pig growing up, and they are species that require friends and they need companionship, and you want to put them, if they're in pairs, I would say a 4x5 cage, 4 foot by 5 foot cage, for up to 3, I would say. They would like lots of room, and I would love to give them nice big spaces, so maybe like a 3x5. I think 3x5 would be good, but that's what I would say for a guinea pig. They need lots and lots of fresh foods, and their cages need to be swept and kept up nice and clean and all that stuff. And be sure to have lots and lots of hay. Hay is extremely important to a guinea pig's survival. So I think those are my top 5 pets for kids. But not really for kids, more for the adults, and the kids can just enjoy them. I think this is a very touchy subject. I always cringe whenever I see a family going into a pet store when I need to grab like feed for my animals or something, and when I see people going in there and it's like they're like, okay sweetie, pick out a pet, and it's just like, it like makes me cringe so much. I just want to go over there and be like, okay, if you're gonna have this pet, you need this, 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 and this, and this, and this, and that too, and a little bit of this, and some this, and this, and actually, you know, this pet isn't suitable for kids, so sorry, you can't get it. Like, that's what I feel like doing. But it's like, I know kids mean well, especially when they're taking care of pets, unless you were just an awful child and you just like to see your pet suffer. But most of the time kids don't want that. So I know that they mean well, but it is a huge responsibility owning animals and owning pets, because you have another life that you're taking care of. It's like having a little child, you know? Like, kids can't have children, so why should kids have pets? You know what I'm saying? Francesca, we're just thinking the same thing. We're just like, you know, like, she would not want to be owned by a 5-year-old child, because she would be in a cup her entire life, and her life would probably be only a week long. But okay, I need to stop ranting on because this could go on for a while, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Oh! Yeah, I guess these are just smaller pets, so like dogs and cats you could do, but that's, since they're a bigger animal, it's kind of not an option. But so that's the video, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys join me again soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, I will put my Instagram in my description, and you can DM me and ask me a bunch of questions and annoy me, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. So, bye!